Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. First, I would like to thank our acting chairperson, Desna Tariq Rahman, because with his guidance, our human rights team would come so far and accomplish what we have today. I feel honored that he is the chief guest of this seminar, and I also thank Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir, the General Secretary of BNP, and also Dr. Khandakar Musharraf Hussain sir for presiding this seminar. I would also like to thank the senior leaders of other parties and the journalists and the think tanks, the diplomats and the foreign delegates, journalists and victims and all people who are watching behind the camera right now. Ladies and gentlemen, in this era where state-sponsored killings, abductions and torture are regularly taking place in Bangladesh every day, we are here today to participate and observe the worldwide campaign for International Human Rights Day. On this day, the December 10th, the whole world comes together to stand up for the establishment of human rights, and we certainly feel very proud to be a part of it. As a part of this campaign, our Honorable Acting Chairperson has already unwrapped the book named Disenfranchisement of the Authoritarian Regime. This book describes how the current government deprived us of the right to vote, the right to freedom of expression, freedom to write, freedom to sometimes even paint, and at most times the freedom to the right to live. As a co-author of this publication, we have tried our best to showcase the human rights violations that have been taking place. Since the military coup that takes place and how the caretaker government seized power, thereby painting a blue design that paved the way for this authoritarian regime to sit on the throne of Bangladesh. They have now legalized state-sponsored killings, extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearances, torture, persecution, arbitrary detention, violence against women such as rape, assaults, and whatnot, committed by these governments of this member of the ruling party. The members of the parliament are now openly supporting extrajudicial killing in the parliament in their speech, justifying it with the hopes of national urgency. There have been more than 3,000 people extrajudicially killed and around 612 people to be reported by human rights organizations enforcedly disappeared. And only Allah knows how many may have suffered the same without it being reported to a national media or a human rights organization. It is quite rightly said by many of the organizations that the number of disappearances will likely cross over thousands very easily. In the recent times, we have seen how the police tortured and killed Raihan in the custody of Sylhet. We have seen how the brilliant student of Buet, Abrar Fahad, getting murdered in his own dormitory by the most disgraceful wing of Bangladesh Chhatr League. We have even seen gang rape being committed inside the Sylhet MC College by the very same student wing of the same ruling party. We have also seen extrajudicial killings of Major Sinha. We have also seen how Chief Justice Sinha had to fly off from Bangladesh after being threatened and intimidated by the government. The people of the Bangladesh are now scared for their life. They have seen what happened to Shohidul Alam for just talking on Al Jazeera for a brief period of time. And I'm not going to talk about the recent developments about the Minister of State Information. You can just Google it, I think. I will not even say his name because it's a disgrace for Bangladesh. In my perspective and belief, the situation is going to get worse in the upcoming days because they're teaching on the last power of hope. With that being said, I come to you as a different reason here today. My father, M. Ilyas Ali, the then newly elected organizing secretary of BNP, Executive Committee of BNP, and a former member of the parliament, was forcibly disappeared on the 17th of April 2012. 9 years on, and we still could not find anything about him. We still cannot hear about him. It comes to me as very surprising that a former member of the parliament has been forcibly disappeared, but the government could care the least about it. What did Ilyas Ali do? Did he arrange a biggest long march? Did he protest against the Tipanu barrage being built which would destroy the water flow in the region of Sylhet in Bangladesh? Talked about Bangladesh, thought about the welfare of people of especially Sylhet. It is for you to decide now. The Prime Minister and the Home Minister have explicitly promised us to get our father back, but I guess they lied. The ruling party members have mocked the situation several times in live press, as well as many of their senior leaders and ministers for this disgusting act. They are now relishing the luxury women abroad that they bought with the lives of the people of patriots in Bangladesh who fought against the wrongdoings of this corrupt government. I don't think anyone, is this what you wanted in your 50 years in the Golden Jubilee? I think not. I want to make this clear that I do not want justice, I do not want an answer, I want my father back, and so does the other families of enforced disappearances. We believe that our loved ones are held hostage somewhere, like a secret detention center, because we have seen many of the victims of enforced disappearances come back and say their story. There is no doubt that the victim families have cried themselves to sleep every day with the hope of getting their loved one back, while this government continued its systematic human rights violation on their critics. But nothing lasts forever, it's just a matter of time. But last but not least, the biggest human rights violation and civil and political rights violation that have been taking place in Bangladesh is denying Begum Khaleda Zia, the Prime Minister of 3 times of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, being denied treatment abroad and a better treatment abroad. Many of the international human rights bodies and international bodies are voicing their concerns about this inhuman act and about this government as well and the Prime Minister. And why I say this? Because the head of the government has actually came on live TV and said that it is because of our personal grudge and vendetta that our leader Begum Khaleda Zia will not cannot go abroad. Lastly, I ask everyone to pray for the Honorable Begum Khaleda Zia to get quick recovery from illness and lead us in the fight against this tyrant, because she has always been successful at it.